I'm in Hollywood. Excuse the noise. I have a freakish neighbor. By freakish, I mean abusive, so don't come for me. And I'm not gonna let it block me, not gonna let it stop me, because I have been for so long, which is the reason I'm making this video. I'm Sid, and I'm gonna be talking about creative resistance, creative blocks, not being able to put work on the page, not being able to write. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Genuinely, what are we waiting for? And why are you waiting? Why are you stuck? Why aren't you feeling like you can do it? I'm talking to myself. Because I need this, frankly, because I need this. I need to understand why I'm allowing my projects to take so long, why I'm not getting them off the ground, why I'm thinking about them and not making them. It's freaking frustrating. Like, it makes me genuinely so upset that I know I have a million ideas up here that I want to act on, that I want to make, and I'm just not doing them. So I sat down and I wrote out why. Why? What it boils down to, what is blocking me, what is blocking you, and hopefully we can figure it out together. Take what take what resonates, leave what doesn't, of course. I'm not your therapist, I'm not your mommy, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm sharing my experiences because maybe they align with yours. What does it boil down to? Do you know the answer? Raise your hand, or answer the microphone. Fear. It boils down to fear. You're like, I'm not scared of anything. Yeah, me too. Sure. Because you know what? You aren't too tired. You have enough time. You can make time. The reasons you aren't doing it are, sorry, they're excuses. They are excuses. You more than have enough power to shut up, sit down, and work, and prioritize your creative interests, your expressive hobbies. So stop. You don't have to like wish you can draw. You don't have to wish you can do this or that. Like, you fully can. You just have to move some things around, and you're not willing to. Sorry. So if I can't do my pursuits because of fear, that's too broad. Like, what am I fearing? I'm not afraid of painting. I'm not afraid of rolling the camera. I'm sure you're not afraid of your laptop. The first one that always gets me, fear number one, perfectionism. Perfectionism. I'm gonna let that sink in. It's not. This may be old news. Sorry, but it's not a good quality. Ooh. This is coming from a Virgo, also. My earth signs will feel me. I know this. I have waited and pushed off making a YouTube video. I've made some, but I would look back and be like, oh, my hair's greasy. My hair is kind of greasy right now. Or obviously no one wants to hear what I have to say. Or it's too long. I don't want to edit it. No one's gonna watch it. That's a lot of things. That's a lot of criticism. Stop. Like, critical. It's a C or K name. You're being a critical cat. Critical cat? I don't know. You're being too hard on yourself. You're being way too hard on yourself. You don't need the perfect conditions in order to work. And if you do, if you need a very specific set of circumstances to work, create them. Or lower your standards. Lower your standards. For instance, if you need a really intentional setting to do your thing, create that setting. Even if, like, if you're in a home situation that sucks, I get that. I was there for so long and it was really hard to make any art. But I also didn't have anyone cheering me on. I didn't have anyone looking at my goals and being like, you can do this. I didn't have emotional support. That's why I'm here. That really is why I'm here. Help people that are in the similar space than I am when that was a thing. And I'm still doing that. I still have major struggles with getting started, with doing this. That's literally what this is. This is a practice in getting over my damn self. Because I'm annoyed that it's taking so long. If Doechii can come on camera eating potato chips and then 5 years later we're referencing those videos like, damn, she got it right. Like, yes, I'm trying to be like Doechii. No, I will never be Doechii, but she's an example to us all. She started making videos Just cause, like, I don't know, I didn't watch them. Who did? Who was watching? She literally, there was a quote in her videos being like, no one's here. Like, no one's here. Like, and no one's here, I'm sure. No one's, I don't know, no one's watching this. I've never posted a video like this before. But yeah, for instance, if you have a bad living situation, there is something you can do, I promise you. There is somewhere you can go. If it's cold outside, bring a bunch of blanket. I don't know. There's some space that you can create, I promise you. Even if, I'll just say that was confirmation. Even if it's a literal closet or it's a space in your mind, like visualize your ideal working space, visualize a safe space, visualize someone you feel comfortable talking to. Talk out loud, talk to the camera. Some of my best therapy sessions have been just talking to the camera. You're not making the time. You're not setting aside the time. Because there's always something else to do. Oh, there's always something better to do. No, not really. If you feel a calling to do this stuff, like, I really am urging you to take it seriously. Myself included again. I'm really urging you to follow that call and not let yourself be an NPC, because that, I think, that's the biggest tragedy of it all, of being too tired and not having the perfect conditions to make stuff. It makes me so sad when people are like, oh, I wish I could draw, I wish I could go back to painting. Like, you can. You're making excuses. Okay, so perfectionism. You have to practice to get there, plain and simple. You aren't going to be perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Which leads me into the next point. The next fear is rejection and reception, because those are terrifying. That's something I majorly had to get over when I was like painting nudes or stuff about my trauma or whatever. I was like, my family's gonna see this. Oh, like I knew for a fact they were going to see it. And I had to do it anyway, because that was what was truthful to me at the moment. Right now, I am having a really hard time posting on Instagram and YouTube and whatever, because I've fallen into the trap of like, likes mean shit, which they can and they do. But if you're allowing the amount of likes you get on a post to determine whether you're gonna share your art with the world or not, you are falling down a slippery slope, my friend. I understand that, like, if you don't do it, if you don't share it, you can't be rejected, so you're safe. That, you're protecting yourself, and I commend that, but you're disservicing yourself as well. Another fear, failure, which goes along in a way with rejection and reception. But I feel like failure is more in your own eyes. You're never gonna fail. You can do not as well as you thought you would, but you're always gonna be learning a lesson, and that is a success. It's all about reframing what failure is, honestly. That I am very confident in. You're overcomplicating it. You're looking way too far ahead. You're seeing, oh, well, if I'm gonna release this book, who's gonna promote it, and who's gonna, like, just take it a step at a time. Take it a step at a time. For rejection, who are you making art for? Who is this for? Is it for you? Is it for validation? Be honest. Because if it's for validation, you might be in the wrong place. Art is for expression. Applause to you if/when you share that, because some people aren't gonna like you. That's a hard truth that you're gonna have to accept. When I think about rejection, I thought about Taylor Swift, honestly, because I'm not really the biggest fan, but she's got millions of people who adore her. She's an example of, like, not everyone is going to like you, but that doesn't mean you can't impact. Ha ha ha. Oh. With reception as well. This is when it gets real for me. Being most scared of silence. Nobody saying anything. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. That's scarier than being told I hate your stuff. For me, personally, having no reaction being apathetic toward your artwork, toward something you like poured your heart into. Oh, it's the same thing as people not liking you. You will find your people eventually, but you can only do that if you're sharing yourself and sharing your art and being vulnerable. What else do I have written down? I have a bonus fear, or a bonus, it's not a fear, but a bonus reason why you're having a block right now. This is big for my neurodivergent folks as well. Lack of motivation. Ooh. Ooh. I feel like that one's a little bit too real. Because you can really dismantle the other fears I talked about, but lack of motivation is really tricky, especially I'm autistic ADHD, and that is probably my biggest hurdle. But luckily, it's a bit of an umbrella statement in the way that it's probably a culmination of all your other fears. Like, is that lucky, or does that mean you have to work on everything at once? Who knows? Not my job right now. But especially if you're neurodivergent, if you're experiencing lack of motivation, lack of wanting to do this thing, you gotta find something that will excite you and challenge you at the same time. And honestly, if you're someone that's ruled by your emotions as well, discipline may just become your best friend. I know it kind of feels like a dirty word, and you could be the person where you make plans and it goes the opposite direction, but just maybe try it. Maybe try a new way of discipline. Maybe gamify it. Maybe give yourself points. Make sure you're rewarding yourself. I wrote, not everything has to be led by emotion, you sensitive fuck. That's to me. Sometimes you're not gonna want to do the thing. It's not gonna feel exciting or whatever. So you have to make that up yourself. And you can. You totally can. I don't know. I know I haven't hit everything, but hopefully this has given you a little bit to think about why you're being held back and not just looking at the creative block as if there's nothing to do about it, because I promise there is something you can do if you choose to and desire to. You're on the right path. You are always exactly where you're meant to be, I promise, and you're gonna be okay. And I love you. These are the words that mean the most to me in the world. I wanted to let you know that I love you. I do. I hope you got something from this, maybe. If you did, let me know if you can. I would love that. But hopefully I'll see you again soon.